Hi guys, this is just a quick tutorial, step by step, of how to clean the EGR valve on your Seat Leon 1.9 TDI. Now I'm doing this on a PD 150, but the same rule applies for Seat Toledos and Volkswagen Golf Mark IVs and Volkswagen Boras, okay, because they're all the same engine, they're basically the same under the bonnet. So the stuff that I'm using here, you can use brake disc cleaner, but I've actually got the proper air intake and carburetor cleaner, so it does work a little bit more effectively. But if you want to use brake disc cleaner, that's entirely up to you. But either way it works, but this stuff works slightly better because it does remove a little bit more of the grime. Okay, this is where you'll be spraying the stuff in. So you'll be removing this end of the intercooler pipe. You'll be removing this clip here, which I'll show you in a minute, with a screwdriver with a flat head. So you pull that off, you wriggle that out, and then this is where your stuff goes in. So you get your can, take the lid off, and you spray it inside the housing there. Okay, the easiest way to remove the clip is to get a flathead screwdriver, like the one I've got, put it underneath the loop, and you just give it a twist, like so. It should, with a little bit of upward prising, it should come loose. Now that's come loose, now we're safe to take that off. Now when you're working on these, it might be an idea to let them cool for about 15 minutes because they can be quite hot to work on. So I'm just going to take this off. Now what we do is we put that in a safe place there where we know it won't get lost. And now you're ready to take off your intercooler pipe. Okay, when you come to take off the section of the intercooler pipe, you may have other pipes which are on it, okay, in their holders, okay? So you just want to remove them to cause minimal damage and minimal chafing. So you just try and grab that there. It is quite a tight space to work on. And you just give it a wriggle and the end of the intercooler pipe pops out quite easily, like so. Okay? And now you try and put that, try not to touch the metal when you do this because the metal on the end of that is going to be very hot, especially when it's just been run. Okay, and now we should have a little bit of room to start spraying our intercooler spray inside there. So that's where it's going to go. You put the spray can towards that, and you give it a good spray, and you turn the engine on to do this. Okay, and you can rev the engine if you want to, but what you do is you rev the engine and you spray the stuff at the same time. Okay, now we have our spray. Okay, I've just taken the head off. Okay, and now that is ready to spray. Remember to give it a little shake before you do it. So you want to aim the head of the spray can into there. I mean, you can do it with the engine running or you can do it with the engine off, but I'm doing it with the engine off. So I'm just going to spray that in there, leave it for a little while, start the car, and then hopefully a load of rubbish should come out the boot. This, just to note, this EGR valve has been bypassed, but it's the same principle, but it's still, but the intake can still need cleaning, because an EGR valve, even when it's been bypassed, doesn't necessarily stop the build up on the intake. So just give that a little shake just to make sure, and we're going to spray that in. Excuse the camera shaking there. It is a bit of a tight space to work around this, and it is annoying because you can't put the can downwards because there's too much in the way. So we've just got to do our best, unfortunately. Once you think you've sprayed enough in, okay, then we leave that for a little while for it to do its work. Seems to be doing quite a good job actually, this stuff. It's, in case you want to know, it's WINS, and as I say, it's intake and carburetor cleaner. So as I say, you can still use brake disc for this, brake disc cleaner, but as I say, the stuff should work a little bit better. Okay, and once we've sprayed enough in, we'll just leave it for 15 minutes. Okay guys, just a quick tip. If your spray can is quite long, okay, and when you do try and put it down and the brake fluid reservoir gets in the way and you can't do it but spray it sideways or upside down to keep the can upright, get one of these, a funnel. Put the plastic end of the funnel inside the entrance to the EGR valve and just spray inside the funnel, and then that way you can keep it upright and get all the fluid in there so it cleans out the whole thing. That works for me. So yeah, as I say, if you can't get the can in there and the brake fluid reservoir is getting in the way, as I say, do it through the funnel. It's a whole lot easier. Okay, well we've left that in for a little while, okay, and I've just taken off the end of it. Alright, and we're going to give it a little bit of a rev to see what we get out the back of it. So let's see what the see what crap comes out the exhaust pipes then. Well, that's quite a lot of smoke. Hi guys, just a point to note, if you do stick the key in the ignition and it doesn't fire up straight away, don't worry, it hasn't hydrolocked, it just hasn't picked up yet. So if you give it a few turnovers, it might take about 10 or 20 turnovers on the ignition, but if you keep going, it'll fire. But now we've got to put this all back, so we've got to reassemble all the pipework and everything what we've taken off. So I'm going to do that step by step and just show you. Basically, it's just going to be a reverse of what we've done. When we've taken everything apart, we just put it back together the way that we've in the steps that we've taken it apart. So. Okay, the end of your intercooler pipe, okay, it's quite a flexible tube, so don't worry, you can flex it around a little bit, but what you want to do is you want to get that intercooler pipe straight as you can, because it's got a rubber seal on it, and that rubber seal catches on the start of the EGR, and it catches on that it won't let you push it in. But if you put that in nice and straight, it should slide in. Give it a little wriggle. Can be a bit tough to get in. There you go, it's gone in. So yeah, if you give that a little wriggle, it'll go in. Then next, what we need to do is our clip. Okay, so just remember how you put the clip back in. So the clip, as far as I know, went this way round. So as soon as you've done that, it can be quite fiddly to do these jobs, to get these clips back in, but I'm holding a camera which doesn't help. But try and get that in. It comes out a little easier than what it goes in, but it will go in. Well, now that's back on, it does go on with a bit of perseverance, so if you keep going it will fall back into place. But now the next step is we need to put the engine cover back on, and then we're all done. Okay guys, just to help you out a little bit, it's the easiest way of getting the engine cover back on. Okay, you've got a little groove, little opening thing there that goes onto a cap there. Okay, we just put that on. It's usually quite easy to do, but as I say, I'm holding the camera, so it's not the easiest task in the world trying to do that, plus hold the camera. So I'm sure it'll be easy for you. And then basically the little rubber hole in there goes over the dipstick, so you just push that down. But I'm just going to give you a light demonstration. There you go, it's gone in. So now we can close the bonnet, we're all done. Right, lastly guys, we're nearly all there. We just shut the bonnet now. The last thing I will say is, as you've been cleaning it and as you've been spraying stuff into it, it may not always start. Don't worry, as I say, it hasn't hydrolocked. It just needs to kick through. So it might take about 10 or 20 starts to get going. So you just want to make sure that it is going to start. So I've already started this, but as I say, I'm just going to give you a demonstration. So you want to wait till the call light goes out, and then your foot on the clutch and your foot on the brake, and there you go, it starts. Like I say, it started easily that time because I'd already started the car up, and it was quite difficult to get going. But once I got it going, it threw all the rubbish and everything else out the back. So hopefully it's all nice and clean now. The intake's gone a bit cleaner, and there's not so much diesel-y soot going on in there. Okay, so this is the end of the tutorial, and I hope you learned something from it, and I hope you guys at home can do your own EGRs with confidence.